Willow Creek Springs presents Healthy Living with your host, Joe Grumbine.
I have some answers. Here, read this book, hear this. And people were just coming to me from all places. And I start looking at all this information and I'm like, whoa, it doesn't all agree with each other. And I'm like, okay, I'm getting all this information, but I need to get clarity. So the second prayer was to get clarity and sift out all this understanding. And I have 3 hills behind my property, and I hike up to the top of them. And in the morning before sun comes up, and I put my little light on my head, and I get up at 4:30 in the morning, and I hike up to the top of this hill. And I built a little altar, and like in the Bible, they have the story of Abraham, and he built this altar, and it always struck me as a way to connect with my creative spirit and with God. And so I built this little stone altar up there, and I sit up there and I sing and I pray and I just sit and watch the sunrise. It's sort of my little place, my little church. And so I spent more and more time up there, and I started getting ideas. Like, it's weird when you're out in nature, and like when we're in technology, you have all these lights and links and reading and all this stuff, and it's a lot. But when you're in nature, you have quiet and you have a contrast to all of this chaos. And sometimes, and you can look out across the whole valley, you have a different perspective. Like, you can see far away and realize, like, you look up at the stars and you're like, wow, I'm this little speck. Or you can look close up at a rock and you go, wow, compared to that little thing crawling on the rock, I'm pretty big, and you realize that it's all, relative, everything, right? And sometimes when you're thinking or trying to process, and you just stop and you stop trying and you just sit with nature, and all of a sudden a little voice will come, or you'll see a pattern, or all of a sudden one thing will just seem brighter than the others, like, but you have to be quiet. You have to
You have to be quiet. Your mind has to calm down for you to pick up the signals that the voices within you. You have to be able to listen the voices, the wisdom in the universe. You cannot listen and you cannot tune in if your own chattering is going on nonstop. When that chattering stops, and the water becomes still, you start seeing the reflection and you say, oh, wow.
Then you can begin.
Then you say, this is who I am. I can see my reflection. When the waves are choppy, I cannot see anything.
Right. No, you're spot on. And it takes, like, what happened was, as I started to get rid of all these things, I got more clarity.
Yes.
And I started to realize, like, how much time I was spending, even subconsciously, like, managing all this stuff. Like,
doing this busy stuff that seemed important,
right?
That seemed necessary to do, but truly was not adding value to your life, was only creating clutter.
Right. And that clutter was taking from me, and I didn't realize it. You think it's just sitting on a shelf, but you're actually thinking about it all the time. Like, it's there, and you got to deal with it, or there's something in there you need to find, whatever it is. Some little part of your subconscious is connected to that. And when you throw it away and you say, it's no longer part of my life, I don't need this anymore, all of a sudden there's a place for something new to be, or a place for nothing to be. And all of a sudden, what I found was all the things I needed started to come into my life. And I didn't try, I didn't seek them. I wasn't doing anything to, like, work harder. I just had more available energy, more resources, more space. And so I went through a series of doctors, and I'll go more into detail in future conversations. But I learned in this process that one doctor would tell me something, and then I go to another doctor and he'd tell me something different. And
Yes.
then I'm talking to all these other people and I'm gathering information and I'm trying to share some of that with the doctors, and they don't want to hear it. I said,
Yeah.
well, I'm doing this therapy and that therapy. And they're like, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. They just know what they know. And so
Yes.
the surgeon wanted to operate on me. And the radiation doctor wanted to give me radiation. He said, don't get the surgery. It's going to mutilate your body. And then I go to the chemo doctor and she says, well, I'm with the radiation doctor. And I'm like, I don't want any of this stuff. But
Yeah.
then I meet this other doctor, and he's not a medical doctor, he's a research scientist. And he had written a paper that somehow in my searching, something came up and my little, I don't know, guide, if you will, keyed in on a word and says, read this. And
Huh.
I had enough calmness that I heard it.
Yes.
And so like you learn to like have part of your body relaxed and resting, and part of your body can be active. But if you can keep part of your spirit relaxed and resting, then you can listen to that little guy that says, hey, check that one out.
Wow.
And the article that came up was it titled Cancer's Addiction to Methionine. And I was like, I never heard about that before. And so
Yes.
I started to research, and that sent me on a path to try to find an enzyme called methionine-ase, and I'll talk more about that. But turned out there was only one guy in the world that makes it, a guy named Dr. Robert Hoffman. And I sent him an email going, I just want to get some of your enzyme. What do I do? And within 10 minutes, I get an email back.
Yeah. Huh.
And this guy says, give me a call. Here's my number.
Yeah.
I call this guy, and it turns out for 50 years, he's been researching this. He made a discovery that turned science upside down, and there's no way for pharmaceutical companies to make money from it. So it never got accepted. And
what is it? What is the enzyme? How does he make it, and why
so
is
what
that not?
happens is people think that cancer it needs sugar to live. But the
Right.
truth is, cancer is, let me do another little hop, skip sideways. So initially, I'm like, okay, I have cancer. I need to beat this. It's an enemy.
Yes. Yes.
And I said,
Yes.
I'm fighting cancer, is the words I used. I'm going to kill this cancer. I'm going to destroy it. It's not, it needs to go.
Yes.
And then through these meditations and these medicines working with this, I got sitting up on my hill one day, I got a message and it said, you're wrong.
Yeah.
And I connected with the cancer in an energetic way. Well, through the doctors, one doctor put a camera down my throat, up my nose and down into my throat, and he let me look at it. And I actually
Yeah.
saw the tumor that was in the back of my throat. And it
Ah.
was scary. It was like a dragon. It was like a demon. I looked at this thing and I'm like, whoa, and it like almost breathed at me. And it shocked me to my soul. I was like, this thing is in me and it wants to destroy
Yeah.
me. But then I sit up on the mountain, and it's not a very tall mountain. It takes me an hour or half an hour to climb up it. It's not a,
Right.
but it's enough of a struggle to get up it that when you get up, you feel like you did
You
something,
feel good. Yeah.
and you
Yes.
have a beautiful view. Anyways, I'm sitting up there watching the sunrise, and I get the notion that it's not trying to kill you. It doesn't even know you. It's just trying to stay alive. And
Yes.
it's confused. It is you, but it lost its
Yes.
way. I was
Yes.
like, whoa, that's a whole different point of view.
Yes.
And I was like, oh man, I have to change everything. And Ravi, this has been such a humbling experience because I've gone from helping people heal their own cancers with my medicine for 30 years and watching success. And then when I got hit with my own medicines weren't helping me the way that I
Yes.
expected them to. And I had to
Yes.
go, maybe I'm wrong. And I had to go let go of everything that I thought I knew and say, well,
Yes.
maybe I'm nothing. Maybe I don't know anything. And I had to like really accept that. And it wasn't hard because I got this thing that I have to
Yes.
solve. And that's the
Yes.
only thing that matters. If I don't solve it, I'm not going to be here. And
Yes.
and so
Whatever it takes.
whatever it takes, yeah. And so after I saw this thing and then I became aware, all of a sudden things started coming together faster and better. And I started realizing that, well, it's not that I don't know anything. I just didn't know the answer to my problem. I
Yeah.
know some things that help some people, but I don't know everything. And then I realized that this thing is me
Yes.
and it's as unique as I am. So like, you know, in the spiritual realm, we're all connected. We're all the same, right? And
Yes.
so when we can go to a place in this quantum world, your electrons are connected to my electrons, and there's really no difference. But then when we assimilate into this physical form that we exist in, even if it's just in our minds, it doesn't matter. We
Yes.
exist in some way. There's a uniqueness that gets brought out, and it's as unique as your thumbprint against mine, your DNA and mine. We're mostly the same, but there's these little differences that say,
Yes.
there is a thing that's special about you.
Yes.
Your
Yes.
your love is special, and so is mine, but there's something unique about it. And
Yes.
it's the same with this cancer, the same with this problem. And I realized that, and I'm like, oh wow, okay, I got to solve my problem. And so that led me on a journey, which we'll go into deeper. We're already way over time, but I don't care. But what I learned through this was that there is no white or black. There is no yes or no.
Yeah.
Everything has a positive and a potential negative. And so that's where the mystery lies. And that's where I
Yes.
can help people solve their
Yes.
problems because the answers are all around us. And
That's right. Yeah, absolutely. So this enzyme started to help you. This doctor you called and he gave you. Uh,
he became my friend. And
okay.
he comes on my podcast just about every week. And
Okay.
we do a conversation about science and healing and and he has a community where every Sunday at 4 o'clock, he has a Zoom call, and all these people that he's been working with, he dedicated his life to this. And
Yes.
so just like you and me, and he doesn't even make money from it. I mean, he really, he has a nonprofit and he makes
Yes.
this enzyme and he provides it, but it's not a profit-based business. But he comes together with these people on Sundays and we share our ideas and thoughts and we help
Yeah.
new people come in and find answers. And that's been critical in it's not so much that this enzyme's critical. So the premise of it is protein contains 20 amino acids. One of the amino acids is methionine. Cancer requires high amounts of methionine from an external food source regularly in order to metabolize and to replicate and to grow. And if you deprive cancer of this methionine, it begins to weaken and it can't replicate. And what happens is other therapies, oxidative therapies, oxygen therapies, herbal therapies, chemotherapy, they all work better
Hmm.
and your body can recover quicker. And so it gives you like it's almost like taking a superfood or a vitamin that gives you lots of energy. It helps you, or breathing extra oxygen for you, your healthy body. It helps you, and it causes the cancer to not be able to grow.
And so, which are the foods that contain this? I can't even pronounce this methionine.
Methionine, yeah.
Yeah, that you stop eating and then it deprives the cancer. So which
Right.
foods have it?
And it's primarily protein. So
Okay.
I've gone on a vegan diet, and I've
Okay.
cut out meat and fish, and that's a whole story in itself. But this enzyme, even fruits and vegetables, and you got to get some protein. So you eat a little beans, a little, some plant-based stuff. But this enzyme takes and pulls it out of your body before it gets absorbed. And
Oh,
your body is remarkable, Ravi. Your body takes proteins, like everything in your body is made of protein, right? All of your
yes. Of
muscles,
the
all of your
muscles, yes.
organs. So your
Yes.
body has a huge need of all these amino acids, but your body knows what to do with them. And when a cell starts to die off, or you create something that you don't need anymore, your body just takes it apart and uses
Yeah.
it for something else. So your body's
Recycles it. Yeah.
yeah, recycle. It's the best recycling program ever. So
Yes.
body's always taken apart. And even when you go fast, when
You're
you
right.
fast, your body takes unhealthy cells and it says, well, recycle them. And so I do a lot of fasting, and that's a big part of what this program is. But the cancer, so your body can take methionine, which it needs from old proteins, and it
Hmm.
recycles them. And if you're doing exercise and you're growing muscle, it'll take that methionine and use it to build your good, healthy body. So it knows
Okay.
what to do. Your body remembers how to be healthy.
Yes.
But when you go on this diet and you restrict your protein and you start starving the cancer of its ability to metabolize, because people think, oh, cancer needs sugar. Well, you know what? Cancer is you. All right.
Hmm.
So when you stop eating sugar, what do? Your body starts eating fat.
Hmm.
It says, well, that's fine. I'll go and I'll eat fat instead. And if it runs out of fat, it'll start eating your muscle. Your body's not going to starve itself until there's nothing left to eat. Well, guess
Yeah.
what? Cancer does the same thing. And
Hmm.
cancer will upregulate to whatever your body's eating. It'll say, okay, fine, I'll go eat that. But without this methionine, it doesn't know what
Hmm.
to do. And so fast forward, I came up with a protocol, and we'll go into the details further in further conversations.
Yes.
But I came up with a protocol with Dr. Huffman, other doctors in this group, of
Yes.
3 drugs that are used in standard chemotherapy. My oncologist didn't want to do it, but this tumor got so big, and I'm going to send
Yeah.
you an email picture of this tumor so you can
Yeah. You showed
see
to me
what I.
last time. Yes. You showed it to me
Oh, I
last
did
time.
show you. Yeah. So you saw
Yes.
it was horrible, and
Yes.
I wasn't going to get the treatment that they wanted to give me fast enough. I said, look, I did research. I think we can try these 3 drugs as they call it a neoadjuvant treatment, which is like a precursor that says, well, we're
Yeah.
going to do your radiation later, but we got to shrink it down a little bit. So let's give it some chemo and it will shrink it down some. And then we'll go and talk to you. They agreed because I did the research and I presented something that fit inside their box. And
Yes.
they agreed to give me 3 treatments as a precursor. And I went through these 3 treatments along with all the diet and the other things I'm doing. And it was
Yeah.
miraculous. And we'll start the conversation next week with the
Yes.
miracle that happened, because that's where I was given the gift, right at that critical point where I was about to die. And I did this therapy, and it just miraculously turned around.
Hi, this is Joe Grumbine, and I wanted to share an update. The platform that hosts this podcast has made some changes to the subscriber settings, and we have a number of subscriber-only episodes that we offer to the supporters. And for a minimum of $3 a month, we can get you signed up. And if you're already signed up and you're having some kind of trouble locating these episodes in the other platforms, I would say maybe the best answer is to unsubscribe and then resubscribe. I'm sorry for the hassle. I don't have any way to make a change, but I'm very grateful for all the support. Thank you.
Wow. Wow. I hope people take, there are several lessons in your story. One is when you're faced with a difficult circumstance, make sure you quiet yourself down.
Yes.
So that you can listen to the solutions. That's very important, right? To keep your mind quiet, because then you will hear solutions and then go seek out, right? Connect with people.
You have to be active in your
Yes.
search. If you're going to search,
Yes.
you search. And
yes.
so
Don't sit alone.
No.
Recognizing or playing the victim card. Go out actively, calm yourself down. Make sure you handle your fear. There will be fear. It's understandable. We will all have
comes
that.
And goes. Yeah.
But quiet your mind down and we'll start working on the solutions and try solutions.
Right.
And you never know which solution will work for you, but help your body, help your mind, and then apply these solutions. Right?
And when you put your mind on a focus of, I need to solve this problem, I will solve this problem, I am solving this problem.
Yes.
And you change your narrative from what I need to do to what I'm going to do to what I am doing. Then all of a sudden you become your own advocate.
Yes.
And you don't get told what to do anymore. You listen and they say, okay, this is what we're going to do. You go, well, I'll consider this and I'll get back to you. And then you sit with it and you spend time receiving and communicating with others. And what happens, and I don't understand it, but I've experienced it, is when your mind goes to a place where you say, I'm doing this now. I'm working on this or whatever it is. Like it's like you buy a red car and all of a sudden you see red cars everywhere. And you saw them before, but now you do. And all of a sudden you start to meditate, and then people that meditate come and talk to you. And I don't know how it works, but there's some sort of an energetic
you begin to tap into the channels that can help you. You become aware of those channels which existed around you, but you were not, you're oblivious to it because you're not paying attention to it. Right.
And maybe somebody was knocking on your door and you didn't even hear them and you walked right past them.
Yes.
So when
it's like you go into a restaurant, you sit on a chair and a table, and you never pay attention to those until you become a chair salesperson.
Right.
Then every chair jumps at you in every restaurant, and you're able to say, "Oh, this chair is like this chair." Right? And so you're just tuned in. It exists. It is there in front of you.
Right.
Boy, spirituality is the same. It's there in front of us.
Right.
We're just tuned into it. It's when we begin to tune into it, we begin to see. Joe, God bless you. God bless you, sir, for staying brave, for figuring out how to find a solution for this situation, and for that realization that this was not something a fight. It's part of who you are,
right?
And you had to show it love, and it help it resolve itself and fix itself, so that it can come back into balance, right? And to take that approach,
you create an environment where only the healthy can live.
Yes.
And so that's really all you do is you say, well, I'm going to make a world where only the good things can be, and the things that are not good, they just can't live. And so, you don't have to kill anything. You just create a world where they can't live in anymore.
Yeah, no, how beautiful. From decluttering your mind, from making the mind quiet, and then from decluttering your body based on the food that you eat, right? And you're simplifying and making the body simpler, and then the body begins to respond.
Right. It remembers. Like I always say, like when I pray, I'm like, well, reset me back to my first original code. Because you go through your life.
Reset. Yeah.
I was not good on my body. I was hard on my body when I was young. I did drugs and I ate terrible and I led a stressful life and I spent probably 20 years beating my body up. And so I'm sure I created this problem, with all the things I did. But when I finally realized I want to live a long time and I started to respect my body and give reverence to life, I changed, but whatever I had done, I had done. And so part of this is just trying to get your body to remember what it already knows. And
yes.
And then another lesson that is through this is the human spirit is amazing. And the human spirit has the ability to carry on. No matter what. Like we can be put through torturous experience. We can be, people have gone through concentration camps and somehow survived and went through these horrors of being tormented and tortured. And then there's so many stories of the endurance of the human spirit. But I look at it this way, is like all we have to do is remember to carry on. And then think about where you're going. Like, what is it that I'm trying to do? Because whatever you think about is what you're doing.
Yes.
And you don't have to do any more than that, really. You could sit in a corner and just think about that if you were good enough at it, and you would probably solve it. But most of us are not that good.
Yes. No. Wonderful, sir. Wonderful. I congratulate you.
Well, I'm just getting started. So this is
a great story, a great inspiration for people. I thank you for the work that you're doing, that you've been doing for years, and that you will now do it with even more vigor, right? Because you've been there, you've seen it, and to help people and help the world become more peaceful.
Right. We can solve any problem, and really problems are an illusion anyways, they're just we think is in our way. And really the only thing you can change in your life is you. And that's it. We just make those decisions. Well, Ravi, we gone double the time. I'll probably cut this episode into two pieces and it'll be beautiful. But I really thoroughly enjoy our conversation, and I feel like I dominated this one, but it's an important story. And
no, but it's your story. I want to help your story be told.
Yes.
So I came to listen. Just as everybody who listens to it will benefit, right? And hopefully everybody listening to this, please reach out to Joe, be in his presence, and benefit from both his work and his experiences, right?
Right.
Don't feel alone. If you're facing any situation, reach out to Joe. He has you. He will take care of you. You may have to climb a mountain at 4 in the morning.
We might have to go for a sunrise hike, but that's okay.
Yeah, you may have to do that. I cannot. But friends,
you won't regret it if you go.
Yes, reach out to Joe or reach out to in your life, wherever you are. You may be in another country, wherever you are. Reach out to people who are there like Joe to help you. The universe
is everywhere. They call themselves light workers. They call themselves helpers, healers, whatever. But
they're there all over. Nature is there.
Everywhere.
The universe is there. You're not alone. Seek out the biggest problem you face. Seek out. Make yourself calm, quiet. Feed your body, feed your mind the healthy stuff, and then seek help and see how magic happens. So God bless Joe, and God bless everyone who's been listening to this.
Well, thank you so much. And it's clear that God has blessed us all, that we've all found each other, that we're having this conversation. And Ravi, again, I want you to tell people the title of your book and where to find it, because I'm looking forward to getting a copy myself and reading it. But this is important. You've put your thoughts in this beautiful place. You've created a tool for people to help solve answers. And not everybody goes and creates a community themselves very well. Some people find answers by reading a book like yours. So why don't you tell us one more time about that?
Sure. I would love for you all to read about the book. This book is called Happy Soul, Hungry Mind. You can go to my website, Spirituality Within, or all the social media channels that I have. The handle is Spirituality Within. On Amazon, you can buy this book in hard copy, in Kindle, or in an audio version. Or if you want to save $20, then go to YouTube. The whole book is available on YouTube for free. The whole audio book. Spend the $20 if you can.
Yeah, well, maybe by the next time we have our conversation, I'll be able to show you my copy.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, sir. Thank you. We all need to understand the spiritual truths that are in life.
Yes.
And when we understand that, our life begins to change. This book is about spiritual truths. It doesn't have religion. It doesn't have dogma. It doesn't have doctrine. It's just pure logical truth. So read it and test it for yourself and say, yes, this is the truth. And then it uplifts all of us.
I love it. Well, thank you so much, Ravi, for joining me. And I'm looking forward to continuing our conversation. I'm excited that you've agreed to be a part of our show and a regular. And we're going to work on bringing these people that you were talking about before all to a conversation as well.
Yes.
I believe that, us like-minded folks are tuning into our own channel, and we're finding each other. And I think there's a wondrous beauty starting to unfold right now.
Very nice. Very nice, Joe. Thank you so much. God bless you, sir. Thank you.
All right. Well, this has been another episode of the Healthy Living Podcast. I'm your host, Joe Grumbine, and I'm so grateful for all of our listeners that make the show possible. And we will see you next time. This has been another episode of the Healthy Living Podcast. We produce this show so that people can share their stories, people that have overcome obstacles, people that are undergoing obstacles. We're building a community of health-minded individuals. If you're interested in supporting the show, please leave a review on the platform you're listening to it on. If you're interested in becoming a guest, please send an email to itsjoegrumbine@gmail.com, or you can send a note into the notes section of the podcast. All right. Well, thank you for supporting this show, and we hope you've enjoyed it.